Well. Here we have a shipping tips video for a Corona Folding 3. Little big typewriter. And starts with the case. So we're going to open the case up, take that lever, push it over towards the little doodad, and lift it up. Some of these have a different latching mechanism, and some of these cases are in better shapes than other. And that's a large part of why we're going to be doing this the way that we do it. You'll notice that some of the cases, the front flops down. This is by design. You can tell there's cloth inside there, just so you can use the machine with it still in there quite easily. And it doesn't lend to a very sturdy structure because it's held together with a piece of cloth, right? I mean, you're talking 80-year-old wood here. So to get the machine out of the case, you really don't even have to open it up. You're going to pull from the back up first and then lift up at the front of it. And we're going to set the machine aside for a second because we're not quite done with the case. You'll notice on the hinges back here, they're slotted on one side. And you can take the lid off. All you got to do is push it over to the left a little bit. And it's easiest if you brace the palms of your hands on the base of the case. And then you can just push it over with your fingers like that. Alright, so now we're going to set the case aside for a little while and concentrate on the machine. So you got your little Corona folding there. You can open it up like that. First thing that we're going to want to check is to make sure that the carriage lock is actually engaged. Some machines this will be broken, it'll be bent, it might not even be there, but if it's there and if it's working, you're going to want to push it that way towards the back of the machine. And the idea here is that it prevents the carriage from moving up. See, when you press on the capitals and on the figures, it moves it up. This will impede that motion. Some machines don't have the figures and capitals buttons over on this side, but they still have this thing, and they need to use it. Second thing is back on the carriage. If whoever put the machine away had done it with the carriage centering device, then you're going to need to pull on the carriage release lever and pull the carriage to the right. That will engage it for regular working shape, right? What you're going to look for is a small lever right here. It's actually just a tab that sits in front of the carriage release lever bar, or whatever the hell that is. And it engages a centering device, right? So you're going to brace your fingers on the knob like so, look underneath, grab that little elbow of metal, push it to the rear underneath like that, and then guide the carriage into its center position. You'll hear it click. Unless it's broken, and a lot of them are. It might just sail right on by. The carriage might not even want to move at all. You never know. If that is the case, then you can use a rubber band, put it on the carriage release lever right there, pull that forward, then wrap it around the knob several times, hook it back over the knob, and that should lock the escapement out as well. If that's the case, then you need to restrain the end of this in just a moment. Like specifically when you flip the machine over, because it's still going to want to run off to the side, right? But you're not going to flip it over just yet. Piece will wear out. I'm going to go ahead and take that off there. Piece of microfiber towel right there. So we center the carriage. We have this lever in that position. Lay this over that. Then you can fold it like that. And watch those tight bars right there, because they might pop up. And if they do, you can push them down gently into position. At this point, you're going to want to use a little bit of bubble wrap. Go to Wally World, spend the $5, grumble about the price, and get yourself some of this this thin, small bubble wrap. You can normally do it with just one roll. The idea is just to roll the machine a few times that way, tape it off, roll it a few times that way, tape it off, roll it one more time this way, and one more time that way. You should end up with about, that much bubble wrap. About, the thickness of the machine again, right? To where you've got something that's not quite as big as a beach ball, but larger than a football around it, right? About the size of a good melon. And once you've got that and got it taped up well, this is where your case comes back into play. Because you can take the two halves of the case, and around that little bubble wrap melon that you got, you can take the edges of the case and just go foomp and kind of nestle it in between them, right? Once you do that, take you a trash bag, put it around the whole affair, tape around the outside of the trash bag to hold those case pieces in place. Now at that point, you're going to end up with something that's about, 1.5 feet wide. And you're going to need to start with a pretty decent sized box, like a 20 by 20 by 16 should work fine. Actually, that's ideal. That's what I use to ship these. And so once you got the case, the two halves of the case on the outside of the bubble wrapped machine, and got those inside a trash bag, got the living soul taped out of them to where it can't go anywhere, you sink it into your box with a layer of crushed up packing paper on the bottom, set it in there, and then fill in with crushed up packing paper all around that trash bag mess that you got in the middle. And if you pack that rolled up paper in there tight enough, then you can shake the box and not hear anything moving. And that is the goal. That's about all there is to it. I know it sounds like a lot, but hey man, that's little bitty typewriters need love too. And if you got one of these, then you gotta take care of it even when you're sticking it in the mailbox. Hope this helps.